Welcome to Integrated Medicine Perspective. I'm Dr. Wendy Liu. Not long ago, I made a video about dietary approaches to help prevent chemotherapy side effect, especially platinum-based chemotherapy side effect, hypomagnesemia, meaning low magnesium levels. So today I wanted to discuss how to plan our daily foods to help achieve adequate magnesium intake. Magnesium is an essential element for energy metabolism. So when magnesium is deficient, metabolism can be out of order. Magnesium deficiency is linked to many diseases: diabetes, high blood pressure, heart diseases, and the most recently discussed about peripheral neuropathy. So adequate magnesium intake is not only important for cancer patients receiving chemotherapy, it is important for everybody. So now let's take a look how to plan our daily foods to achieve adequate magnesium intake. That is 320 milligram for women and 420 milligram for men daily. Let's start with breakfast. So breakfast can include a cup of oatmeal plus a handful of almonds, that is roughly 1 ounce, and 2 egg, spinach omelet, and a banana. This breakfast can provide 240 milligram of magnesium. But if we eat breakfast fast food style, a biscuit, egg, and sausage would not provide much of magnesium. Even if we add a fruit to it, like a banana, it still provides less than 100 milligram of magnesium. Okay, that's for breakfast. Lunch, we can have a cup of lentil soup with a sandwich. The sandwich bread needs to be whole grain. That way, this lunch can provide more than 100 milligram of magnesium. But if we use white bread for the sandwich, then this lunch will provide much less than 100 milligram of magnesium. For dinner, we can have a cup of brown rice, a cup of tofu, a cup of broccoli, and half a cup of green peas. This dinner can provide more than 200 milligram of magnesium. But if our dinner is white rice with beef, a steak, only 1 cup of vegetable, and half a cup of ice cream, then this dinner will provide less than 100 milligram of magnesium. So if we plan our daily meals with magnesium-rich carbohydrates, then we can easily achieve more than adequate magnesium intake. But if our carbohydrate choices are mostly refined carbohydrates, then it is not easy to achieve adequate magnesium intake. Some people might say, I'm very busy in the morning. I need to go to work. I need to take kids to school. I don't have time to make oatmeal and egg omelet. Then we can simplify breakfast. We can do overnight oatmeal. I usually put oatmeal and boiling water into a thermal jar, and the next day add some nuts and seeds to it. The egg omelet can change to boiled eggs and fruits and vegetables separately. Another easy way is to use milk and yogurt, add toasted muesli, some raisins and nuts and seeds. Then this breakfast can still provide about 1/3 of the magnesium requirement. But when breakfast or lunch approaches become very simple, fruits and vegetables are easily forgotten. So we needed to add some vegetables and fruits to breakfast and lunch. A general principle of reaching adequate magnesium intake daily is to include 2 servings of whole grain, 1 serving of legume, 1 serving of nuts and seeds, 3 to 5 servings of vegetables, and 2 to 3 servings of fruit. With this, a general principle, there are a couple of points we needed to discuss. One is that, is this approach too complex? too tedious? Can we simplify it? For instance, almonds are very rich in magnesium. Can I have almonds as a snack? I will eat a handful of almonds 4 to 5 times a day. Then my magnesium intake will be adequate. I don't have to plan all the other items. The reason this approach is not appropriate is because almonds cannot provide a complete profile of nutrition. They are rich in magnesium, but they are not necessarily rich in potassium, calcium, folic acid, vitamin C, etc. Among all food choices, there's no superhero food that can provide all the nutrients we need. And among all the nutrients, there's no superhero nutrient that can perform all the metabolic function that our body needs. So our diet will not become healthy or complete because we add 3 antioxidant-packed berries or 5 different types of omega-3 packed foods. Our body's metabolism and physiology are indeed quite complex. Then our dietary approach needs to be very comprehensive. That is one question. The other one is the example we give for magnesium-rich dietary planning can provide 568 milligram of magnesium compared to the recommended daily allowance of 320 milligram or 420 milligram. If we eat like this, would we overdose on magnesium? The answer is that unlikely that we will be overdosed on magnesium because our intestines can adjust magnesium absorption rate from dietary magnesium. The absorption rate can be as low as 20%, as high as 80%. So it's very difficult for us to be overdosed on magnesium from food sources only. The exception are those people with kidney failure because their kidneys cannot get rid of magnesium. So when their magnesium levels are high, they do need to restrict dietary magnesium intake. But for the majority of us, overdose on magnesium is very unlikely. And the problem actually is inadequate magnesium intake because our body cannot do much adjustment about that. We don't make magnesium ourselves. Most Americans do not have enough magnesium in their diet. Okay, that's all about meal planning for adequate magnesium intake. And I hope to see your comments and questions. I will see you soon.